Yeah, let's get another game. Yeah, time for the English, maybe. Yeah, lots of people are doing this thing with E3 and I mean E6 and D5, countering the English. Don't have an especially good answer for it yet. Let's get castled. Okay, kick the bishop. Bishop ran back, so pinning the knight has no purpose. Here, let's step up with my king into H2 and then put the bishop on E3. Oh, he really wanted to take that. Did he really want to take that pawn? Okay, I guess I need to defend that first and then unpin the rook. Unpin the pawn. Okay, and he maneuvered his knight around. So he put the bishop here, looking at the king. I wanted it on E3, but I don't know if there's value in that now. Well, you know, I could push the pawn all the way to C5, supported by that bishop. Which leave him with a backwards pawn here. Okay, we're going to pile up here. See how this works. I'm kind of waiting for him to develop his bishop. He doesn't want to do that. But he seizes this dark squared diagonal. Let's drive it off the diagonal. So I need more force, huh? Must have more force. Okay, it's a rook here. Then the bishop goes off the diagonal. Now, bishop here. Looks like a skewer. He can block with the pawn. I can take. Takes, I take, and the queen comes there. So I just need maybe one more piece on that square. He takes there first. He beat me to it. Oh, now he left that square. Interesting. But I go here, and he can put the bishop back. I take, queen takes. Oh, let's just pile up on this first. And then here. Okay, so I can take the rook. I think that was the plan. Let's take the rook. I can't take the pawn because the queen is still covering it. I can take the bishop, though. Let's get rid of that bishop while we're here. And there, let's defend this pawn. Stop the check. Okay, so the queen wants to come forward and give a check here. Can't. Here, here, here. I'm not sure what the queen is doing there. Let's take that pawn. Well, he is playing quickly, you have to admit. And he resigned. Okay, well, since I finally won a game, I wanted to make my announcement, which was the floors are being redone here, so I have to move out, and then it takes a week for the floors to dry, and then we have to move back. So about 2 weeks I won't be streaming. For about 2 weeks I won't be streaming or making videos. So just to let you all know. Anyway, let's play another game. Back to e4. My opponent plays a French. E4, d5. Knight here. Yeah. Allowing the classical or the win hour. He plays the win hour. Nice. Always interesting. I'm playing this kind of sideline in the win hour. Used to be played, but not so much anymore. That's not the right response is to take the pawn, I think. Maybe that's okay. All right, since he didn't take my pawn, I'll take his. Guess I'll bring the knight out. If I defend this pawn, then I can push the c pawn. Where's the queen going after I push the c pawn? Can't take. Could go here and give me a check. I could block. Could go here or here too. Anyway, I think it's the right thing to do. Get the queen out of that central location. Help me develop. If he gives the check, I can block with the bishop. And then castle. So he just goes back. Let's see, if I bring the bishop all the way out, this pawn is still, no, it becomes loose. I need two defenders on it. Could have developed this bishop too, huh? There, and then we're ready to castle. Now, pawn forward or take? I guess take, because pawn forward loses the pawn. Oh, he's just going to pick up that pawn with a queen. Yeah, let's get castled now. So that knight, yeah, that knight was a problem piece, huh? So he hits the queen. Let's hit back. So now I really want to play bishop to d3. Looking at the h7 square there. So he defends the knight. Should I play bishop d3 anyway? I mean, yeah, it defends those pawns. Queen can't go here. It could go, yeah, it can't go there. So, yeah, if I take this knight, then the queen can go to one of these squares on the G file. Threaten mate. I always like to threaten mate when I can. Or I could take the knight and take the pawn. Just grab a pawn. But this one will become loose. This pawn will. No, the queen will defend it. He could do the same thing to me that I did to him. He could push this pawn, force my queen back before it gets to a better location. Yeah, it could go all the way over to... Okay, but he didn't do that. But he defended against the g-pawn here. Here, I think I win a pawn, though, so let's go ahead and take it. And also stop the ideas of harassing the queen. I go here, knight takes, queen takes. Yeah, maybe rook here first. Now, knight here. Knight takes, queen takes. So he thinks that he's got some kind of lock. I can put the knight here. Knight takes, bishop takes, then the queen has to move. But that does lose the pawn. Knight takes, rook takes, possible. Although bishop takes is nicer because if I play with rook takes, then my rook is kind of pinned against this weak pawn here on f2. Okay, he wants me to move my queen. I can do that. I still have enough force on this. Knight takes, rook takes, rook takes, bishop takes. And then the queen. Queen's now defending here. So I can take with the bishop even. Ah, he gets that pawn. Okay. He's hitting this one. He has to take with the bishop because otherwise it's loose. But if I go here, well, this is a mate threat. That is a mate threat. So he has no time to take this pawn, if he should feel so inclined. Maybe I'll just use this as a tempo to get the bishop out. Or what? He didn't go attack the G file. It's interesting. Let's go attack the G file. See, the queen defends the bishop, and his queen, the black queen, is off the line of defense here. So this is ready to fall. And if he moves it, I have mate in the corner. You could play rook up. All right, let's see if he finds it. I don't know what I do against rook up. You know, I'd like to move my queen and threaten the rook, but his queen would just take my bishop. Oh, he sacrifices the queen. Okay, that can't be good. I can take here, pin that rook. Okay. Let's see. So let's bring the bishop back and defend this pawn here. Oh, okay. You win in exchange. So rook and bishop against, queen and bishop against two rooks is still should be good for me. Pawns are even. He stopped me from checking the king, huh? Let's do this too. While we're at it, give myself a little room for my king. March this pawn up. So I go here, he will take, so what? I know, we'll do that. Just march those pawns. And he ran out of time. If we go back to the analysis board and back up, before he gave up his queen, and ask, what should he have played here? I thought just rook to, rook to f6 works. I still have an advantage, but it's only like a fraction of a point. Oh, it says I should take. I get the queen for two rooks, and that's how I keep the advantage. Tough game. It would be a tough game after that. But I think that was the only move there. Yeah, rook f6 was the only move. Everything else loses. So got another one. Let's get another game. Okay, d4. Normal person 7. Queen's Gambit. Slav defense, just like the last time. Slow Slav. Is he going to do a fianchetto? No, he's going to develop his bishop. A traditionalist. Isn't he going to, you can take the pawn here. If I take the bishop, I'm just a pawn down, although his pawns are kind of doubled and stuff. Or I could just take back. I would probably just take back. Okay, let's get castled. The knight is defended, so I don't have to worry about anything weird happening here. So if I push the D pawn, the E pawn, he takes, I take, he takes, I take, and then he brings this, and I move my queen back. It does open up a line for the dark squared bishop. And gives me a strong center, I think. Let's not take with the queen. So he takes the knight, I take, he brings his knight here, and then my queen has to drop back to here or here maybe. Then I can develop my bishop, bring the rook into the game. A rook here on D1 would be nice, I think. Yeah, so he didn't bother to do that. Let's take this chance to stop the knight from coming in here. I could actually take his bishop. There's some justification for that. Yeah, let's do that. And then defend this pawn and bring the rooks to the center. So yeah, a little more center control, not much, but maybe a slight edge here. And he's got pressure on the D file, so I do have to be careful. Maybe he's got liberating moves with the pawn pushes. Got the queen there is loose. But my next move is going to be rook D1, defending the queen. But he could, for example, put his knight on C5. I can't take it until I move the queen out of the way. But this pawn is defended, so I'm more scared of moves like pawn to C5 or pawn to E5. When I can't take it, move aside. But I think this is well defended at the moment. But he could force a trade, and that would kind of even this out. This would be more of an even game. Can't take it, but I could maybe push. He takes, I take. No, he can take it. Yeah, it just loses a pawn. So I have to just step aside. Can I find any clever moves after that pawn push to step aside with tempo? There is, yeah, he did that. There is knight to G5, I guess, but that's not working. Okay, so I'll go here. If he takes, I'll take with something like a bishop, and then put my rook here to defend it. If he pushes this pawn, I'll just retreat, or keep taking maybe? No, just retreat. So yeah, 3 pawns to 2 on the queen side. Interesting combination, and 4 to 3 on the king side. But yeah, pretty even. Rook to d1 though. That's what I did. That's why I moved my queen to c2 here to support d1. So even if this knight is out of the way, a rook here could be supported by the rook and the queen. Yeah, he can push that pawn. So what do I do? I could go back this way, or I could keep pressure on this. I think, yeah, keeping pressure on that e pawn now that he pushed it is the right thing. Knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. Okay, and he's thinking of coming in here maybe. Yeah, he could do that. Okay, so let's put pressure on the queen first. I could have just taken that pawn right away too. He did not. He undefended the pawn when he moved that knight. But I suppose you could put the knight here, huh? Knight takes. Ah, but he still can't take it because I'll take the queen. Okay, so then let's take. And the other rook to the e-file would be good. Before or after an exchange on the d-file? I take, he takes, I put the rook here, and I'm threatening already something. Not when that is there, though. Okay, let's do this first. Let's see, if he takes the bishop, I take with the queen, so this knight is still defended. And I am threatening to take that knight. Rook takes, knight takes, queen takes. I'll have 2 pieces against a rook. Queen against queen. Oh no, maybe he plays a pawn up. Oh, he does it now. Okay, that's all right. Doing it now is all right. Where do I want to go with this knight? These are all taken, I guess. Just here. Just the simple move. Looks good. I'm still... Oh, I'm no longer threatening to take this knight because the queen now defends it. So I never really was threatening to take that knight, I guess. Let's see, if I push this pawn, the knight moves. Knight could go here, and I have to push this pawn. I like moving the bishop, just gets it out of the scope of this knight. If I take here, he has to take back with the knight because the queen was defending that. Okay, what now? So now I've got rook here. Don't I? Maybe it doesn't do much. Queen, yeah, rook there. The idea would be queen here, take the knight, and then the queen comes in here. Way to get into his camp. But he just ran out of time, so I'll count that as a win. What was the score? Let's go to the analysis board. The score at the end was +3. So winning, but not over yet. +4.5. Okay, good position for white. A winning position for white.